Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome back to another day in Vlogmas. Today I'm really excited because it's my plan to pan for 2024. So I picked out 24 products and tucked them in this bag here. And these are the 24 items I want to focus on for the most part in 2024. Knowing me and knowing that I like to do prompt-based projects, sometimes these will fit into those prompts, but other times, most times, they don't fit into the prompts and I just will have to pan them in some capacity somewhere. Let's just get into this. So I have everything laid out in front of me and we're just gonna talk about things, and I've grouped them all kind of together so we can talk about them all together. So the first items are actually my sunscreens. So I have 4 sunscreens I want to finish in the year. I have 2 for the face. The first one is going to be this La Roche-Posay. This is the Enthelios Liquid Fluid Sunscreen. This is an SPF 50 mineral sunscreen. Man, the cat is playing with something in here and the dog it's driving him insane right now. This one just expires in October of 24, so I want to just focus on this one. This is going to be in my sights for next year. This is going to be my earliest sunscreen that's going to expire, if that makes sense. The one that's going to expire the quickest after that one is going to be this one. This is the Hero Cosmetics Force Shield. I've not used it, but it kind of seems like it's going to be similar to the Supergoop the Glow one or the e.l.f. Woah Glow. I have a feeling it's going to be similar to that because it does say it delivers a sheer glow with pearl and apricot pigments. I'm actually quite excited. I really like those kinds of products. Then I have 2 body SPFs. One is just pretty close to being done and that's why I want to focus on it. This one we bought in Las Vegas a year ago, and this is a Hawaiian Tropic Silk Hydration. We were going to go to the pool and needed a sunscreen. This one expires in January of 2025, so this is not going to be a priority even though it's pretty low gone in here, because the next sunscreen expires in May and I need to prioritize it. This is the Supergoop Glow Screen Body. We actually have a trip coming up in February, so I will be bringing this with me. We're going to be going on a beach, and so I am going to be bringing this. Lots of skin showing. I want my skin to look glowy and fabulous. Those are my 4 sunscreen products that I want to finish up next year. 3 of them are pretty full. These 2 I've not used. This one I've used a handful of times. I have 3 primers that I'd like to finish. The SPF one is this La Roche-Posay Enthelios Makeup Primer. This is the Daily Anti-Aging Primer with Sunscreen. Ooh. I've not used it. It feels like the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen where it's just really, really soft on the skin. So I'm actually quite looking forward to this one. It'll be a bit different from the one that I've used from La Roche-Posay in the past, but I actually think I'm going to like this one better this time around. Then one that I'm kind of meh about is this guy. This is the Bare Minerals Primetime Original Primer. They repackaged these relatively recently within the past year, and I just don't like the product as much as I used to like it. And I don't know if it's because my preferences have just kind of evolved, and this was a pretty old formula from Bare Minerals that I tried and liked, or maybe they repackaged and reformulated when they did repackage. But either way, it's just doesn't really do what I want it to do. From what I remember the Bare Minerals one feeling like, it was a really, really soft silicone-based kind of primer. And it doesn't feel that soft anymore, that silicone-iness anymore. So I don't like this as much. So maybe if you don't like that silicone feel as much, you might like this one now. But this one that I used in a project this past year and really started to love it in that project, and I almost didn't want to put it back, was the NYX Bear With Me Jelly Primer. This is a very oddball kind of primer. First of all, it comes in a pot, and I don't really do many potted primers like this. Oh man, you know which one I miss though? That Tatcha Silk Canvas. Man, that was a beautiful primer. You're not going to be able to see into there, I don't think, but I've already used half of the product that was in here up when I had it in a project earlier this year. So I feel like I can actually do some pretty decent damage on it. I did really like this, and that's why I want to use it, and it's just one of the oldest opened primers in my collection. Then after my primers, I have a couple foundation products that I want to finish up in 2024. Mainly because I've just really gravitated away from foundations. Like, I am wearing foundation today, and it's not something I like to go for every single day. And honestly, even with filming, I don't wear foundation nearly that much. So I feel like I really want to see this part of my collection really dwindle down. Maybe only keep one foundation period in my collection, and it will be more of a tinted moisturizer kind of thing. So who knows? I'm kind of on this like new makeup journey of like my new preferences. But I do want to finish this guy here. This I rolled out in my Shop My Stash. It was in a different container. My container for the Bare Minerals broke actually. As soon as I went to use it, it broke, and I was so thankful I had a airless pump ready to go. This is the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Foundation. This is in the shade Golden Fair, which is definitely a bit too light for me. If you're wondering if you see like discoloration, it looks really shiny on the top. That was the Cover FX highlighter that was in here. I've tried mixing it. I can't get that off. I can't mix it. It doesn't come out in the foundation anymore, but this, the packaging broke, and after that, I was like, you know what? I am so done fooling with this. Why am I just messing with this in my collection? I don't even know if this shade really works for me year round anymore. I have to mix it when I use it. I didn't use it today, but most often I have to mix this with my e.l.f. Halo Glow, and that makes a good shade for me. I would like to see this out. And this isn't that big of a component. Like, it's really quite a small component, and we already have a chunk of progress in there. I'm pretty confident that this can be an empty. The other foundation product is a skin tint, and I think this is just because I feel like this can't have that much product in it. I've been really gravitating towards my skin tints way more than my foundation product. One, because my skin tints, this one, and I have one other one in my collection. Actually, I have it right here. So I have this one and a Clinique one, and they basically are a better shade match for me all year round than the Bare Minerals one. This is the one I'm wearing today, the Clinique, even better. But this Fenty one is really nice. It's more of a very, I would say, sheer to light coverage kind of product for me, but it's something where it's a little bit deeper, so I feel like I can mix it with this Bare Minerals one pretty easily and get a better shade match for myself. That's it for my like foundation complexion products. And then I do have like my accessory complexion products, and I wanted to pan a couple cream cheek products, and these are them here. First one is another Fenty product. This is the last remaining liquid highlight I have in my collection. This is the Fenty Beauty Liquid Kilowatt in the shade Side Chick. It's just a beautiful white gold product. I really, really enjoy this. I think that this is absolutely stunning to wear. It's just a nice white gold kind of shade. It's just so pretty. I hope you can see that. Probably not very well, but it's very, very stunning. I absolutely love wearing it. I like mixing it with my primers to create kind of a glowy base underneath things. I like wearing it as a standalone product, and I think, especially since we're going to be going on some warm weather trips next year, I feel like I can put this on a little bit more liberally than I normally would and get this used up pretty quickly in the beginning of 2024. The last cream cheek product I have is this guy here. This is the LA Girl. It's called a Velvet Contour Stick, even though this is clearly a blush, but this is in the shade Velour. This is going to be a bit of a challenge though, because there's a decent amount left in this product. So you can see that plastic component, but that is all of the product that's left. I'm going to do a heavy swatch of that so you can really see it, but this shears out pretty darn nicely on the cheek. It's just such a pretty cream cheek blush. I kind of want to see this out of my collection as well. It's just, she's been here for a while. She needs to go before she starts stinking. I have 4 products that I want to finish that are for like powder face products. First, we'll talk about a blush. So I do want to finish one of my loose Bare Mineral blushes. This is in the shade Afterglow. This is a really pretty neutral, nudie kind of blush. Hopefully you can kind of see the shade there. I will swatch this out for you as well. So this is the shade Afterglow right there swatched out. So you can see it's more of a neutral little bit warmer, but definitely more of that like nude kind of shade. I can wear with every single look that I could possibly think of. It's just a shade that really can lend itself. It can layer really nicely with other product. I can top it with something a little bit more cool toned, maybe a nice blush lighter on top of it. Then speaking of cocktailing it with highlights and blush lighters and things like that, I do have 3 highlighters that I'm hoping I can finish next year. They're all minis from this old Ofra Feelin' Myself trio. I want to finish every one of these. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. This is pretty substantial of a challenge in my opinion. I'm nervous that this is going to be way too daunting and way too challenging, but I'm up for the task if you're up for watching. I know that this is going to be an enormous challenge for the next year, but I really am hoping that I can use them with every single look and layer more highlight on top of them. I would really like to see this section of my makeup also just dwindle down by 1 or 2. So even if I just make progress and finish one of these and expand the pan in the others, I'm going to be counting that as an enormous success. So we have Blissful, Pillow Talk, which is the center. So hopefully you can see it. I'm not too sure. And then lastly, you have Rodeo Drive, which is probably the one that can work for me the longest throughout the year. I tend to like those kinds of gold highlights for all year round, but I can mix and match and cocktail these. So they'll go with really any other highlight that I want to pair with them. These also make beautiful eyeshadows, so I can use them in an eye look and get my uses that way. So I am going to try to finish all 3 of these, but I mean, if I just finish one, I will feel wildly accomplished at least. I want to finish 2 setting sprays in the next year. First, I want to finish this Mario Badescu. This is the Coconut Adaptogens. I was working on this year. I made a ton of progress. I've already, even since my Project Pan rollout, I already made a ton of progress. I actually didn't even realize how much progress I've already made. And then after that Mario Badescu one is finished, we're going to try to pan this big bad boy. This one I've only used, I think, maybe a handful of times since it's come back into my collection. This is the NYX Bear With Me Primer Set Refresh Multitasking Spray. I'm not too concerned with my setting sprays. I go a little hog wild. It's fine. I have 6 lip products in front of me that I'm going to try to finish in the next year. First, I have a couple gloss kind of products. So one that you've been seeing reoccurring on my channel is this Essence Juicy Bomb Lip Gloss. There is just a tiny bit left in this. So I'm going to just be focusing on this throughout the rest of December and into the new year. I have a feeling this is going to take me until February, and I will be rolling it out right around Valentine's Day is my best guess. Then I want to finish another Kopari lip glossy in the next year. This one's pretty full, like in terms of how much is in the package still. So this is pretty full. This is the Bubblicious bubblegum scented version of the Kopari lip glossies. I bought a few sets and went through a decent amount of them this year. I actually feel like I can finish 2 of them. Then I do have 2 actual traditional glosses. They look the same. They're actually they actually are pretty different in my opinion. They look so, oh my gosh, I feel like when I see people online say they're different, I swear, and you see shades that are very clearly the same shade. These look the exact same, except they have different shimmers in them, which makes them look actually a little bit different on the lips. At least in my head, they look a little bit different. So the first one is a Kylie Lip Plumping Gloss. This I got through work when I worked at Ulta. This is in the shade Not Your Bae. Man, these smell weird. I don't like the smell of these Kylie lip glosses. This was my initial experience, and man, these smell weird. Maybe it's just these lip plumpers, because I feel like the Fenty one also kind of smells off in my opinion. But that's how they were when I got them. So this is the shade Not Your Bae. It's just a neutral, clear-ish, a light pink peach clear gloss with purpley iridescent silver holographic iridescent shimmers to it where it's a little bit cooler toned. So that's that. Then the JOAH one, I don't know the actual name of it. There was no name of the product on the packaging, but I know the shade is Stardust because that's on the package. I want to say these are like the crystallized lip things. I don't know. Shimmer gloss. And this is in the shade Stardust. It's a really, really beautiful shade. Very similar to the Kylie one, but has pink and gold versus the cool toned blue. Can you even tell? Probably not. The Lip Filler Instinct. I used a good chunk of this earlier in 2023, and this is all that's left. I thought I was going to circle back and finish this at some point in the past year. I didn't, so I need to just focus on this and get this out of my collection in the next year. There's, again, not too much product. This is all the way rolled up, so it shouldn't be that difficult to reach for it. The last lipstick product I want to finish next year is an oldie in my collection. This is old in my collection. This is one of the oldest lipsticks I own, and I noticed that sometimes the smell is good, and some days I'm like, ooh, I can start to smell it is a little off, and then like 2 days later I go back to it and I'm like, oh, it smells like cupcakes. It smells fine. It's this guy here. This is the Kiko Milano Gossamer Emotion lipstick in the shade 105, which I want to say was like pink brown, pinkish brown, something like that. They no longer sell these. They're no longer on the website, so I don't know. It smells like cake today, so it's just something that I need to prioritize using up. I think what I'm going to do is make this my work bag lipstick, and anytime I go to the office or go to my customer for work, this just goes in my bag, and this is the lipstick I'm going to wear that day. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this one. I'll probably multitask this as a blush, a lipstick, put it in my work bag, use it as a hydrator, use it whenever, that kind of thing. So there's that. Then finally, the last product that I want to finish in 2024 is going to be a fragrance. And this fragrance, I liked it initially, and the more I smell it, the less I like it. And it might just be the time of year that it currently is. But it's this Dolce & Gabbana Violet perfume. This is the Dolce Violet. And this is just very, very sweet and like a sweet floral. And I really liked it initially. This initially came out in like May of 2023, I want to say, maybe a little earlier than that. So I bought this. I used a good chunk of it up. I think we're like halfway through the bottle, I would say. Yeah, we're about halfway through the bottle now, and it's just a little bit too sweet for me. So this is something that I'm gonna wear with those fragrances that are a little bit too woodsy for me. The sweetness in those helps kind of tame down like that woodsiness in some of those other fragrances. But yeah, that is it for my 24 items I want to finish in 2024. I don't know how, but they fit all in this little bag. I have every single product that I want to finish tucked inside of here. It is busting at the seams, but there is that. So you'll have to let me know what products you're going to prioritize in the next year. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow in another day in Vlogmas. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!